Hello and welcome to another video. So today we're taking a look at Control Blood version 2. This is a post-nerf deck, so dropped the Big Knuckle Boxer because it's just not practical as a 5-drop in this deck when you're running both Diabolic Drains and Scarlet Sabers. I found that it was pretty dead most of the time and that I wasn't in situations where I wanted to play it, so I put in a couple of Vate Nobles as a 3-drop because the 4s I was pretty comfortable with and I couldn't find another nice 4-drop to really complement the rest of this deck. So those Vates work pretty similarly to Big Knuckle in the sense that it does kill 3-drops and it does give us some options with extra followers, along with the fact that it curves out nicely, adding a little bit better of a curve with the Blood Moons and things as well. Just fits really well in this control deck, so we'll get right into some games. It tends to smash out Rune and Shadow the most, which is what you'll pretty much see here, and they're pretty popular decks for the meta right now, so let's get right into that. Alright, game 1 against Shadow. That'll be our first match. Shadow presents some interesting decks now, I guess, because a few people are still teching different things, just till they get into the groove of what Shadow can do. This Blood deck does a nice job at picking them off because you can usually survive, and even on low health you have a lot of tricks with the Vengeance cards like Revelations and things like that. I am running a single Soul Dominator just because it's a really nice Storm card, especially since you can use its Storm effect without the Vengeance activator. Mask, a great way to tech against aggro decks, still a good card right now. I mean, you can block out your own Belf damage, which is a great way to use that effect. Your mulligan for early game is really just anything, so any kind of clearing spells, a Belf, a Blood Moon, anything that can set up for those big swings that you're looking for are really good. So here, Belf, easily absorbing that damage thanks to the mask. So you take 0 and still get your draws off. And since we have Blood Moon in hand as well, we're able to easily use other things. So, Blood Moon, a great little card. I mean, it was fairly underrated until recently, I would say, just because there was better options to go with. But Blood Moon now isn't so bad that you don't need to worry about most things that can really compete against it. I mean, the only real threats to Blood Moon are Odin and Bahamut, and most of the time they're super late game, and you're using Blood Moon in the mid to early game, where it's not really a threat. But Blood Moon does have some great synergy with a lot of the 4-drop cards, so being able to play that on 3 always a good setup. So another one I love is Blood Hungry Matriarch. A lot of people are running Spawn instead. You can run both, you can run either. Spawn is just a card you can put in there, you know. Blood, unfortunately Control Blood has a lot of options, and this is just the way I like to use it. I'm not a big fan of the Spawn in Control Blood just because I find that a lot of the time I'm not playing it out when I need to. I need to pretty much have full board condition already to be using it, whereas things like Blood Hungry or Queen Vampire, I can play those on empty boards and actually gain advantage off them. But in saying that, I am sacrificing the chance at potential lethal in the same kind of turn, so it's just a preference thing. Whichever one you prefer more is going to be the better one to choose, so whichever one you find to be the most effective. Plus, like I said, Blood Hungry is still one of my favourite cards, especially for its art and design. Phantom Howl, you're going to be seeing a lot more of that in Shadow, I think, lately, especially with people looking for a more aggressive curve and early pull. So much to say about most of this matchup. I mean, they put us in a really difficult spot by dropping us to 4, although we do have plenty of ways to gain. Like Scarlet Saber, for example, doesn't need its effect to go off for it to trigger its healing, so you don't need to actually deal 2 damage to heal. You can just play Scarlet as a heal now, which I'm not sure whether it did work like that before because I never really used it without using its attack because you could always hit face with it, so you never really had to worry about not being able to target something. But in the case now when you can't target something, it is good just to use as a heal. It's very hard to come back from this board. I mean, like I said, Blood Moon is a great card, especially when playing early like this. It opens up so many windows. Next up is Rune, still one of the more popular decks, especially Neutral Rune and D-Shift. This deck against D-Shift isn't great, but against Neutral Rune it pretty much demolishes in most cases. There isn't too many situations where it doesn't. I mean, if they get perfect draws, there's not much you can do, but the same with any deck. Any deck with optimal draws is going to be difficult to deal with. So we're looking for anything early, which we do draw pretty much every early game card in this deck. Bahamut is a good card just for drawing out things. Even if you're drawing another Bahamut, you're thinning your deck, while at the same time giving yourself that early game pressure that you kind of want. It's very easy to tell if it's a neutral rune. If they're playing Sweets on 1 or a neutral color on 2, pretty much guaranteed that's what's going to happen. Like I said, I like Queen Vampire in this deck, surprisingly. It's not run as often as it used to be in Control Blood decks, but I've taken a real liking to using it. And of course the Belf you've got to run. You don't really have a choice in Control Blood these days. So we get to block out enough damage using Mask. That's exactly what I like to do. Other than comboing with Belf, it is just a nice way to block damage. A great way to remove this 3-4 while also giving this a 1-1 body. Unfortunately, Hungering Horde against Neutral Rune isn't the best. I mean, you have a couple of targets, such as Unicas, if you do manage to pull those out, but in most cases you're not using it in that way. You're just using it to get rid of something that's threatening. Good. As you can tell, people are swapping out the Felicias or whatever they were for Tiers, and that's pretty normal. Personally, I don't think it's worth it. I wouldn't swap them out for it, because the Evolve makes little to no difference. You may as well have a more versatile 5-drop card over the 4-drop tier. So this Evolve here with the Diabolic Drain works out really well. Keeps us just above the Vengeance line while at the same time putting a big threat on the board. Hector though, demolishing me. Fortunately, Revelations, all they have to do is put me in Vengeance and screw. And as if they're going to pass up the damage chance being a neutral rune, they want to get as much damage as they can. So you'll see a lot of boards like this where you can just clear them. Neutral rune will continue to try and restock. The only real risk is that you get hit by a Suckle Heal into a Zeus combo, which you can't really play around in this situation. There's no way to really up your health too much. And the only other option is Queen Vampire, so taking a chance, giving them the damage while clearing the board. Just ignoring it. They didn't have Sack for the last turn, so the odds of having it this turn are a lot. So we take the safe bet of being able to just do what we like. And setting up whatever we want next turn is also quite advantageous for us. Of course, Actress. Pain in the ass little card for neutral decks. Honestly, the only way to stop this deck now is Dallas, I think. At this point, you know, you've hit almost every neutral deck that's popped up in some way, excluding Neutral Sword, only because Neutral Sword's always been outshined by the Blood or the Rune variants now. Even Neutral Haven seems to outdo Sword sometimes. Magical Girl Melv, stocking the hand back up. Definitely a little bit different take on the neutral, but not too surprising. I mean, Melv is just another draw engine card, so you can also run, you know, Grimoire and things like that that are also draw engines. Actually going to use Hungering Horde in a way I would have liked to have used it. Not too much of it, but having to focus on the damage just so I don't get killed by some stupid combo, while also leaving up this ward. Not the best, not the worst. There's Felisa, or Felice. Pronunciation not my strong suit, but definitely is a good card. I wouldn't second guess it at the moment. Even with a nerf, it's still considered quite good, and I would still consider it definitely gold value. Obviously hitting face while having a full board flood. 3 wards on board as well, really solid. They're not getting through those easily. And I can't think of many cards Rune would have that would allow them to get through things like that. Of course, this rush does let them pretty much just strike us down, but Revelations is a nice way just to kill off, while getting 4 damage in at the same time, and putting whatever we want on board. Very easily throw up our own Warden's Fate. Blood Pack just because, I mean, what are they going to use to kill us now? Zeus? Honestly, if they did Zeus, I would have been screwed a long time ago, so... While relying on a little bit of luck in some matchups, most of the time you can pretty much predict what your opponent is going to play. Most decks use a very similar engine or very similar late game, so once you know their early game, you can predict what they are playing. Obviously you will get a few that are really random, especially at the start of a meta. Like I've versed a couple of Shadow decks that went into Tyrant, which is a very meme-orientated card these days. You don't really see it much in ladder decks. See it more in tournament decks where it's a surprise, but definitely not in ladder decks as much. It's just not consistent. But it does make for a nice surprise, so sometimes that's all you want in a deck, just enough to surprise. Luckily with Hungering in this, we have enough to easily get lethal. Great space. So I am going to wrap this video up there. Only a couple of games. I would have liked more variation, but mostly the same on ladder at the moment, with Shadow and Rune being the majority, and what this deck really targets are those 2 decks. So being able to hit both of those out with this Control Blood deck is really good. It does struggle a bit against Dragon, because Dragon's top end is really difficult to deal with for any kind of control deck outside of maybe D-Shift. So if you guys are looking for a way to hit Dragon, definitely try a D-Shift deck or some variant of that, because that's a great way to counter those, but you may have more trouble against aggro style decks in that case. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Check out the deck list in the description below, hit the like button and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time. See ya.